My journey to fearless authenticity started young, though I didn't realize exactly what was in motion at the time. See, I believe that each of us is put here to do something in particular. And the closer we are to knowing our value and just being ourselves, the more likely we are to share our gifts the way we were meant to, thus moving humankind forward to a better future. But many of us have what my therapist calls faulty beliefs about ourselves that make us believe we have to do or be something other than that for any number of reasons. And the more we believe those things, the less likely we are to be the people we were created to be and carry out the purposes we were meant for. My own core faulty beliefs took shape in one of my earliest memories. When I was about 4, a nun came to visit. I was sitting in my family living room in all its orange glory from the sofa to the lamps. What can I say? It was the early 70s, and my mama had fabulous taste. It's a color I adore to this day. She wasn't one of the nuns who lived in the convent down the street and who I saw when I went to Mass at St. Edward's, the nuns who would eventually become my teachers at the school there, like Sister Albertine, who played the piano at church. She and Mama were among the handful of pianists in town, so they were friends, and she'd stop by to have coffee and visit. No, this nun was very different from the sisters at St. Edward. She wore a shorter, more colorful habit on her head, dressed in normal clothes, and sounded different. The main difference with her is that she had come to our house just to visit me. It was fun because the only company I'd ever had before were other kids, mainly my cousins. I was happy because she wanted to talk to me, and I didn't have to remember to let my parents talk more to the adults, which I eventually figured was only fair since that's who they had come to visit. I'm sure she asked lots of questions, but I mainly remember the ones about what I was learning. I was in nursery school, that's what they called daycare in the 1900s, and could read my little golden books. They had gold spines and looked pretty, all lined up or stacked. I was also fascinated with globes and could tell her all the continents, which I could tell impressed her. I think my parents were surprised too. We didn't have a globe at home, but there was one at the library, another place I loved, almost as much as the bookmobile later, because who wouldn't want to be in an air-conditioned van full of books? Anyway, I was feeling proud of myself and pretty important that day. Oh, and I also remember talking to her about adoption and explaining to her that's how my parents got me, of course, which she seemed particularly interested in hearing. One reason that memory is so important to me now is because I later realized how significant it would be in shaping my world. On the surface, which was all I could comprehend at 4, it was about being seen. Having my own visitor, someone who was interested in me, asking me questions that I got to answer, and yeah, showing off a little with what I knew too. As an adult, most of my life's work in radio and television could be distilled down to those same actions. Sharing information with a little razzle dazzle, song and dance routine, only I ask most of the questions now.